For those of you who just, turned on Ezo TV to see what's going on here and have no idea what we are about to cast and what is going to happen, we are casting, still in the round of 16, the Hidden Cup qualifiers for Ezo's Hidden Cup tournament. So basically the second Hidden Cup tournament that has happened for Age of Empires 3. It's only Legacy Civs, so some people's wet dreams are being made true here. And we have the honor of just casting that first round of 16. So we already had Ezed versus Reezy today, and now we're going to have Tabben versus Frontline, which is going to be live, so even more exciting probably because of that live aspect.
Yeah, live games always are something special. You're completely right. And for some info, there are always 7 maps. It is round of 16, a best of 5, and every player can ban 1 map. So I'm not quite sure which player banned which map, but Florida and Kamchatka got banned. So the other 5 maps will get played. I mean, we don't know if we have 5 games. In optimal case, we have. And also, every player can pick can ban 1 Civ for the entire series, a global ban, so neither player can play it. And there we have banned the Portuguese and the Chinese. It's good to know.
Which is going to be interesting, yeah. By the way, the game is up. I just loaded into it, so we are going to have some fun right there when I look at the matchup.
Oh yeah, let's go into it. I have so bock on that.
Bock is something you can't really translate, right? That is just...
Yeah.
We are overcome with joy to be able to cast this. I'd say I call it like that.
Okay. MFD, I'm in the game right now. We can
Ben, for all games of the series, by the way. Dr. Glitchipo just asked that.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We have also some information here for you. The score, I set that up in the meantime. Of course, in the game, when it is 0-0, and we are on Grand Chaco again, a map without TPs. And are you ready to start in?
I am absolutely ready. Let's do this.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Perfect.
Okay, my friends. We are here on Grand Chaco in the south. Frontline with his Dutch. We have seen the Dutch today already. Reezy played it. And yeah, Reezy unfortunately lost with them against Isad's Japanese, but let's see if Frontline can make something happen, because Dutch, not a bad Civ choice on this map. We have the Envoy, with that you can scout really easily the llamas on the ponds. On the same aspect, Tabben with 2 elephant scouts can easily snag all these llamas there. On the right side, already found 4 of them. Really good for him, especially for India. We all know that.
Absolutely. That is also what I just wanted to point out, right? Because in the matchup that he had before, as you said, Japan versus Dutch, I think it's more or less even, the bonus that you get from these sheep. But I think here, especially over long term, I'm pretty sure that the bonus is better for the Indian player, because you just have extra XP income on the map. Well, without any extra XP income usually.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now 40 XP for Frontline on the enemy base. That's of course pretty nice. And yeah, 10 with 2 elephants can scout the whole map pretty easily. I think he looks to get this 70 wood treasure, which is also, of course, really good and helps for a faster age up. Yeah, with the Indians.
Interested to see, especially in this matchup, what the Indian player is going to age up with, because with the last patch, we have seen an increase in actually Kanimata H2, or in Kanimata as the first one being built, just because they're increased economic power.
Yeah,
it's just that much better now with an additional 5%.
Absolutely right. The Kanimata is actually a really good wonder. I mean, you get also the 500 resources and this gather boost. It is really a cool wonder. But with the Red Fort, he could, of course, apply pressure earlier if he wants that. We will see it. Yeah?
Mm-hmm. And Dr. Glipio in the chat just mentioned, in fact, yeah, that is exactly what we think too about why Dutch is so strong on this map, because you don't have any TPs that could help Dutch's enemies, and so therefore the scaling of Dutch without the speed of any other Civ that can contest it that easily is just very strong on a map without TP.
Yeah, if we compare it to, let's say, Russia, if a map like Dakota, the Russian player can always go with the TP line and boom also with that. But on a map like this, you can only boom with Dutch, Japanese, Swedes, and so on, British, of course. So Dutch, of course, a really good Civ choice here. Yeah.
And the question has just been answered. What the hell is going to happen? Which one are we going to see? It's in the middle of the map, and of course, it's the Agra fort.
It is the Agra fort. Funnily enough, Frontline sees it because of the native post he captured before. So all this, let's say, information he needs, he already gathered. Doesn't need to scout any further, actually, right now. This is really helpful for him, and he chops really heavy wood for the first bank, of course. Yeah.
True, yeah. So the interesting thing here in this matchup is, at least the ways that I played it, because I do play a fair lot of India, although not at that level, of course, that you have to be aggressive in H2 usually. You have to put at least some pressure on the Dutch player, because if you just let that guy boom, he is going to outscale you in the first important minutes of the game, and then it's just going to be a hard time catching up with him in H3.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like the Russians. You need to apply some pressure. You have good eco behind that, but if you don't do anything, you will just fall down.
Yeah. First shipment, no one is here. Frontline is going to go for 700 wood. What a surprise.
A really good shipment for Dutch, you have to say.
Ooh. And India is going to start with 12 sepoys. So
5 sepoys. Oh, first shipment. That's interesting. We have no market here in the back. So it's a really, really aggressive start. And since the last patch, sepoys train time got increased. So, I mean, it's not a lot, but 4 seconds. Slower will be the first batch out here of sepoys.
It's not too bad, I would say, on that first batch, but after that, it gets worse and worse if you try to continuously train that unit, right? And that is just something that you have to calculate for now.
And here we have a slight problem, only 4 sepoys coming out, and the TC is a bit idle, This is probably the normal case if you don't have the optimal treasures or the optimal macro here. But I think this is, of course, still fine. Even a little wall from Frontline here.
No, but
can help out.
Tabben is actually fast enough to catch that.
Yep. And we have early barracks, right? No second banks yet, so Frontline want to play it really safe. And I mean, this is really good, because now what should the sepoys do against 5 skirmishes? They just get picked off. Ooh.
Really beautifully done. On the one side, at least, something that Tabben got out of Frontline for this engagement is that, well, Frontline has to actually build something in a defensive manner, and he can't just, go bank after bank after bank.
Exactly, So we have some skirms now. Still 1 bank, but the next bank wagon is already on the way for the boom. And Tabben on the other side going for actually foreign logging at his for his second shipment. Now building also the market to further increase his eco, and now training some Gurkhas to catch the skirms from Frontline.
Yeah. True, makes sense. By the way, I'm quite with Yukiti on this whole thing, because he just said, I never like 5 sepoys as a first card in this matchup, and that is at least my impression too, because I usually like to go for, if I want to go that aggressive, 4 salvas, because you usually are able to just kill any pikes that come out in the first wave, and then it's goodbye for the skirms that's on the field.
That would have been really good. I mean, 7 sepoys and 4 sours in this situation, and only 5 skirms are out. I mean, Minutemen are available, but they can do more than 12 seapoys. We have seen the seapoys have done nothing here. And this is practically a military shipment which, he can't send anymore, and he delayed his eco. So I think the start is pretty good for Frontline, actually. Yeah.
People in the chat now wondering a bit about his build order, about the order of the cards that actually went there. So we have the 8 pikes out, we have the barracks, early barracks, and the bank wagon and all that. So that is mostly where his wood went. Also near the market, without any upgrades though so far. So.
Yep. I mean, there are hunting dogs on it already. This is really good.
Oh, true. I take that back. Some upgrades.
And now he's pushing out. This is also really good because, what can skirms best? They have 20 range, and just pick off some units from the range without getting hit. This is exactly what Frontline needs to further increase his,
his economic
his
lead,
advantage,
his military lead, Absolutely true. He built 2 banks, just to clarify. He built 2 banks, and 1 bank is from Bankwagon. Then he put 300 wood into the houses, 100 wood into the market, and, 200 wood into the barracks. So that is kind of where his wood went. But I'm pretty sure he's going to fix up these lower bank numbers with the 600 wood. Those are coming in right now. That are coming in. So.
Yeah, definitely. We will see. There's so much food in his bank. He can, go to 5 banks easily with this wood, I think. Yeah.
Just one thing I don't like about this whole thing, because he is still building, or he has been building military for quite some time, has a huge lot of food in the bank that he doesn't really need in that situation, even if he wants to age. And it feels a bit awkward, in my opinion.
Definitely, yeah. A lot of food. He's building banks with it and also ages up, I guess, so it's okay. Tabben on the other side, going for some market tax, as we see here, and pushing in now with some Gurkhas and seapoys, actually. But the skirms have, of course, range advantage in H2, so I'm not sure how much damage Tabben can do here.
Yeah. Also, at this point, it's much easier, in my opinion, for the Dutch player, especially with the 4th bank, to replace his skirmishes. And of course, they auto upgrade when he reaches the 3rd age. So this fight is going to be really hard, really soon for Tabben.
I mean, the score is still pretty even. We have 35 villagers from Tabben to 25, but here also, now is the 5 banks and the age up in, so I think Frontline is in a really comfortable spot here. 5 banks, H3, the skirmishers, Shadow Tech, of course. Yeah, that's really cool.
By the way, I just now had a look at the deck of Tabben, of Frontline, actually, and this deck that kind of surprised me to some extent.
Yeah, it's pretty late game oriented, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, we have Advanced Arsenal, we have Religious Freedom as well for extra banks, I assume.
Yep.
So those are all things that I'm curious about to see if those those are actually coming in or not.
Yeah, for now, of course, 9 routers coming out. This is the perfect composition. He has a lot of skirms already, so routers deliver the anti-caff he needs. Also, quite mining a lot of coin here, and now getting Gangsaw, because, as we see, he will have to chop wood, of course. Now pushing out again, and Tabben also aging up. So I think it's not over yet for Tabben, but I would really say that Frontline is in a better position here.
Yeah, he seems to be in a comfortable spot for himself. By the way, since the guys keep asking about how many shipments have been sent so far, actually, India has 1 shipment in the bank right now, almost closing in on the 2nd one.
Yep.
And if you count that, if you combine those, then you basically have almost even numbers. Frontline is just ahead 1 shipment, and he has already sent it through.
Yep, and you have to remember India gets his shipment actually slower than other civs because of the bonus of every settler per shipment. Like Germany, they get also their shipments slower. No. And here we have a little raid here from Frontline. 9 routers, they can't do much, but why not?
But let's be serious. I mean, routers, they do 8 damage each against the village. I mean, you can be shot like 50 times and still run away, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. But okay, he tries to be annoying, and now look at that. Tabben actually upgrades his Gurkhas first and sending 2 Mahouts. And yeah, let's see, he has 1 Mahout from the H-up and now 3 Mahouts with good infantry support. So Frontline actually has to care here, because he does not have the anti-caff he needs. Some pikes, some reuters, but that will be not enough. He desperately needs more anti-caff.
This could actually go into a GG very fast if he gets caught out there with his pants down, and that is exactly what it looks like if he goes in now, because, I mean, he doesn't build, or he's not actively building any routers. He only has the ones they got from the shipment, and let's be honest, pikes against, well, huge-ass elephants, that's not going to do it.
Yeah. So it is super risky what Frontline is doing here, but right now it is okay, I would say. I mean, they're still not fighting, just waiting. And
problem is now that Gurkhas at this point are actually better than the skirms of the Dutch player, which is an interesting position to be in.
They're slightly better, I would say. Frontline can send also the infantry combat later on, so I think the Dutch skirms are slightly better when they get upgraded. But yeah, I'm really confused about this lack of anti-caff here. 10 has also coming in, but they are not upgraded yet. But of course, also when they are not upgraded, can do good damage here, maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, if they get into it, and actually, we don't have too much anti-cav. I mean, there's only a bunch of C-point in there to do damage, and all those Gurkhas have been occupied now.
And also the elephants are actually get picked off from the reuters pretty effectively. Hey, this is not so bad from Frontline.
Yeah, but now we have that the Gurkha leading unit in there. So the man's up to Gurkha, meaning that those guys jump up to 160 HP and 21 attack now, perfectly outscaling the veteran skirms from Dutch until that guy gets his upgrades in.
Short info, you're knistering again. Can you fix it?
Yeah, of course.
Nice, okay. Yeah, but Frontline is on the backward now. He's sending infantry combat in, so I think it should be fine for both players. We see the score is pretty close. And yeah, actually it looks not so bad for Tabben as I maybe thought, because India scaling is really not to underestimate, actually. I mean, nearly 50 villages already. On the other side, Frontline 34 villages. This is, with the banks, pretty even, I would say.
And now Frontline is actually getting serious about those veteran router raids. So just being annoying, because the problem is they don't, you know, they don't go in there and kill 15 villagers or so on one take. They're not Oprichniks, right? But they do annoy you to hell.
Oh, but look at that. Tabben uses the momentum. He sees the reuters are out of position, and now he pushes in. But yeah, it is only 1 Mahout. This one will not do much here. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Frontline can repel it pretty easily, actually.
The problem now is just that I think we are slowly getting into that, you know, kind of time territory where it slowly starts to scale back into the favor of India, or not even slowly, probably rather fast.
Yep.
Just because of how strong the economy can be once they get all the upgrades going and the extra villages stack up and so on and so forth.
Completely, yeah. The longer this goes, probably the better for Tabben, I think also. And just for your info, you're still knistering, actually.
I don't. Yeah, right. Just give me a second.
Yep. We have a big skirm war here between a real huge mass of Gurkhas against a pretty huge mass of skirmishers, and yeah, we have of course some cav also, and now Tabben is the one with really no anti-cav actually, but getting out 3 Mahouts again, and this is absolutely huge because he has now 4 Mahouts on the field. And yeah, Frontline, some Hussars also, but no reuters here. Neither of the players decide to go for really anti-cav, but actually for a huge skirm mass with some heavy cavalry.
All right, back at it again, hopefully with a more stable connection. Although it's not a connection problem, rather a device problem at this point.
Yeah, your voice sounds beautiful now.
Thank you very much. Oh god, and now that's gonna be a slow
Oh,
phase because there's just not
Frontline
enough
going in with the
anti-cavalry.
Hussars, and yeah, the Hussars completely standing in the Gurkhas. The Mahouts only bugging around in the trees, they're doing nothing here. And I think, yeah, some Ruiters also helping out to kill the Mahouts. But yeah, the Hussars actually all dead? Wow, this was fast. Okay, I mean, some Musketeers also in the composition here. And Tabben
also Brit Musketeers, and one thing you can't forget, you have the Brits bonus, so the HP bonus on those Gurkhas, so actually still, after the upgrades...
174 HP on skirmisher units in H3. This is really, really heavy.
And I'm just fascinated to see this, actually. I know, I mean, it was only 10 Huss or something, right? So that can't just destroy that entire massive Gurkha. But I thought there was going to be much more damage done than what actually happened. And now we just look at the building queue, or the build queue for Tabben. It's just insane.
We have double inf now, double cash, and also sending Urumis and floating also resources. We see Tabben's eco is absolutely beastie now. And yeah, it's looking pretty good. He has the map control also, you have to say it. Frontline still have natural resources, I think. Yeah, on the side now, on the side of the map, he still controls it. But yeah, in long term, he has to push out actually.
Yeah, and now we have that fight again, but with a lot more Zambaraks behind it.
Oh, the Zambaraks, yeah.
This can't be good for Frontline in this case. And now there's nothing left to save him from that disciplined Gurkha mass, and they don't care that they have one range less.
Really, they are so strong, yeah. It's incredible. Also, the elephants, the heroes, are tanking in the front line against Frontline. And yeah, the skirms get completely shredded. We see it in the score here. Tabben now goes in the 7k score lead. I think this is over because now the natural resources are also gone from for Frontline, so he won't be able to produce any more military actually.
There is no recovering from that kind of slaughter, yeah. Absolutely true.
Wow. Respect for Tabben to win this in this way, because the start was a bit clunky, I would say, with the sepoys. He couldn't do any damage, but maybe it was enough to force Frontline into an early barracks, because when you remember it, he delayed his banks quite a bit. So, I mean, maybe this was enough to do that much of damage to delay the banks, yeah, to get ahead in eco.
True. And I think that Frontline gave him too much time to recover and to also build up some army, right? So the fights could go in the favor of Tabben, or at least not against him. So he didn't really capitalize on the fact that he was up with better units and the faster timing with all that.
Yeah, true. But I think he never really had the larger mass, and it's hard to push the aggro forward. So I don't know. Yeah.
He had the better units at some point, right?
True.
When he aged up, he has those also upgrades and all that stuff. So I think there he could have done something. But that's just me speculating, of course. Let's look at the military, and there you have, well, a quite definitive answer to what happens here. Tabben with 153 units killed and just 91 lost, and yeah, that is...
I mean, the most of it, I think, is the end fight here in the middle of the game. I think it was pretty even. But if we look at the resources, we see Tabben actually gathered more resources and sent more free units. So yeah, he just had the better eco. Crazy. With the Indians.
Yeah, I also very much like the aspect that Risotto is bringing in right there. Dodge was in a good spot until he dived those non-upgraded Huss the first time, and that is actually true, I think, because think about it, those were Huss, right? If they were vet Huss, and at that moment, the Indian player Tabben, he just didn't have any really anti-cav options except for a few sepoys, right? So I think that was actually something where things started going downhill for Frontline.
Because this 10 Hussars got really shredded, actually. They didn't do much, and yeah. I mean, it's hard because when he upgrades them, he just loses more time. It's a hard decision. But yeah, this Hussars really did not their job. And this was a problem, yeah.
True. Shall we already look for the next one? Because
yeah. We should not talk too much because it is live, yeah. Okay, yeah, it's already here. Perfect. We can start immediately with the second game. Beautiful.
Wonderful, I think. Yeah, absolutely wonderful.
Yo, Germany! I waited for this. Love to see it.
Good to hear that. I'm really happy to see it.
So let's update the score here, if I can do it.
There we go. And just to clarify for the guys watching, right? We had, what was it? Ottoman versus China for Ezad versus Rizi, and that was absolutely fascinating as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. What was really cool to see with this Ottoman rush, I'm afraid I can't update the score. I don't know how to do it in OBS with the text.
Oh, you just change the text. What you do is you go into the OBS thing, and then you go on Eigenschaften of that source, and there you can change it. So you just right-click Score, Eigenschaften, and you change the text.
Yeah.
Should work fine then.
Perfect. Okay. Nice. So I'm ready to start in. Are you also?
Me too. Let's do this.
Perfectly glad to hear that. Then 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are in match 2 between Frontline and Tabben. This is a live cast. And here we see in the east Frontline with the Ottomans just crack-shotting the lion so he can pick up the wood later on, but wasting no time with picking actually the treasure ups. But I thought he just going to the TP line to build the first TP. Classic Ottoman style.
Can I just say something? Because I mean, neither of us are Ottoman mains, but you are definitively a German main, right?
Yeah.
What do you think about this matchup, especially after the reworks of the Delhi, for example? Because it's been mentioned in chat, but also we talked about the Delhi beforehand in the first cast as well, because it's just such an incredibly strong unit, and especially against a unit that has usually high damage and low HP like the Ulan, right? What do you think does it do, this upgrade cavalry unit for the Ottomans?
I think because of, the Delhis is now so strong right now, and you can build Musketeer as the Germans in H2. It can be really good to just build Janissaries and Delhis to make really, pressure the German base. It's hard to defend that, actually. I mean, you can send the 11 Irish Brigadiers, which is a really, really good shipment for the Germans, to defend that. If Tabben has it in deck, we will see that. But I think, of course, Germany has the better eco with the 2 settler wagons, 3 settler wagons. But it can be hard to defend in H2 against the Delhis, because, pikes are not the best anti-cav in low numbers, let's say it that way.
Frontline, in the meantime, going for a sneaky treasure right there and just kiting the treasure guardian beautifully into the last shot.
Really, really love to see it.
Extra wood. Yeah.
Because
so he's
now
probably going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I think I see what he's doing. Look at the crates. He left the wood crates on the ground, and that means if he sends his slit rope through, those are all going to have the 25% extra wood.
I see,
last
I
time.
see. Smart boy.
Yeah.
He will send the Silk Road. This is really well played here. I like to see it, yeah. And what I don't like to see is 600 and 700 wood. What a food. What a madman. I really hate these shipments. But okay, we will see if this really gets to play. The Quartermaster is the H-up. And now let's look on Tabben. He actually gets the 16 villages H-up, which is not this happens not often because mostly you would have too much idle time with the Germans, but maybe he slaughtered some cows. I don't see here. I don't see it here, but this is a possibility. Just taking 80 coin up there. Yeah, he has to look to build his TP right in time because I don't know. Frontline, I think, with the Ottomans can take all 3 TPs in quite short time, actually, right?
One more point to add in, again, borrowing that point from the chat, but still, actually, those 700 food is going to be 800 plus food when he comes through with his shipment, right?
Yeah, okay.
Which makes a bit more sense because then he profits even more from sending that stuff in.
I see, yeah.
Definitely. And especially for food-heavy units like Janissaries, that can be rather useful. I'm really interested in seeing how Tabben is planning on defending the whole thing. Or what Tabben is actually thinking of doing against this build.
Yeah, I'm curious also. He's now walking down with his Explorer. I don't know if he still wants to build a TP, but yeah, he wants. This is of course really late because he just gathered treasure right up in the north. Maybe just misses some XP here, but I think this is still okay. And yeah, he is gathering, I think, the coin for the steel traps. So probably this is the first upgrade. Definitely, yeah. And yes, gathering coins, sending 3 settler wagons. I mean, then it is probably a Cav Star because double saltness. I don't know about that against the Ottomans. Yeah, we will see.
Yeah, we're seeing a barracks now. Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Frontline on the other side. He's building 2 bases in the middle of the map, but only has one village out there. So
okay, this will need some time actually. I don't know about that one. Okay. Yeah, building the stable first. So of course we know the strongness of the delis. He want to use that. Oh, maybe not. Just sending 700 coin. It is a FF, but with a front base. Interesting.
Did you see that he actually Tabben has Witch Hammer with him, and that is going to be funny if he uses that thing because those units a bit weird to say the least.
Yeah, I mean they are kind of like double soldiers, right?
No.
I never saw that before, but I know they are melee infantry, and he is actually training double soldiers. Really interesting. Let's see if he can do damage with it. Just scouting now. You know the problem with the Germans. You need to build a TP, con scout. Would I have to scout later? Have of course the Ulans also, and also only getting 3 double soldiers out right now. Okay.
Also losing his 2 Ulans, and there is another point that we didn't talk about when we talked about the Dele, right? They have more speed than your standard cavalry unit, so more speed than a Hussar, more speed than a Ulan, and that is especially important right here because those guys can actually always catch Ulans when they're running away from you, and we just saw how that is really gonna hurt.
This is extremely big actually. The delis we spoke before about this in the Rizi Assad cast. Extremely good unit right now.
Yeah.
Probably gets nerfed in the next patch. But now, raiding with some delis, but there are the double soldiers. Yay, I love to see them. So there, of course, can also a unit like a deli nothing do against.
Yeah, that is just hard to go into. But then again, I think there's a bit of support coming from downwards there. You see that? Now he has to pull back his units, and Ulans are getting slaughtered again.
And I completely miscalculated it before. It is not an FF. I mean, he had the resources, the food, and also sent the coin, but this was just to mass and being able to produce out of 2 military buildings, Janissaries and Delhis he makes. And yeah, Tabben is the one who ages up with the Exile Prince, so the fast age up, just building the stable here. But yeah, I'm interested to see if he can get enough war wagons out, because war wagons is the absolute key against the Ottomans. Ottomans really struggle against that unit. And yeah, let's see how many he's able to get it out. Has shipment free also. This is very good.
Yeah, that is super important, because otherwise he would have been in a rather difficult spot again, right? Because now he doesn't have any extra XP income. Oh, and there the Delhis are on collision course with a Doppelsoldaten. They're getting a few hits up. Oh, that's ugly.
Yeah,
that's ugly.
And there is the first war wagon in training, and also 3 war wagons get sent. The Doppelsoldaten actually get really good value here. Look at that. Ooh, they slaughter a good amount of the Delhis here.
Should not be fighting. And then again, one hit, but that hit is so powerful. Those guys are just the powers when they get to fight, right?
Yeah. A really, really great unit. Yeah, I don't know if he will be able to get more than 1 war wagon out. I mean, he built the house now, so it does not look too bad.
Nicely done. And now we see exactly what you were talking about beforehand, right?
Oh, you love to see it. War wagons with perfect micro. Yeah. I would be glad if I could micro my war wagons also. Like that. And yeah, now as the war wagons are out, the complete tide of the battle is turned, actually.
Absolutely, because as you said, there's just not a lot that Tabben has to fear from Frontline at this point. There's no way that Frontline in H2 can just mass his skirm unit.
Yeah,
so
I mean, he could build ASAPs. I think they are good against that. But yeah, he just... Oh, look at that! The war wagons, he just does not go back. He picks one Janissary after the other up. Frontline can't do anything about that. This is incredible.
He's just hunting them back, and that's the first shot they're getting off right there. After being hunted for so long, he's trying to catch them war wagons with the Delhis, but I don't think that's going to work cost effectively, at least.
Yeah, we see Tabben just using the war wagons at its best. When you give this unit some love, it will reward you, and this is exactly what we see here. Frontline can't... I can't believe it. He can't do anything against that. It's incredible. Yeah. And now we have also skirms out. Oh, but the skirms could get picked off here. But okay, the Delhi is just passing. Okay.
But I'm just with you now. I'm looking for ASAPs, and as we're talking about it, they are coming in. And Dr. Glipia has just been asking about why he doesn't fight the war wagons with his Janissaries, and I mean the answer's already been given. Those guys, in theory, even don't counter them, and the range and the speed makes them just impossible to fight with musketeers.
Yeah, I mean, if you have good micro like Tabben, of course, yeah, you need constantly move them backwards, forwards. You have really good APM. Have to have good APM for that, but Tabben, of course, has that, and so these war wagons are unbeatable.
True, yeah. And this is just looking worse with every second of this game, because I mean the score lead at 5,000 points. That's more than half, so more than 50% bonus, and still Tabben is just in such a good position right now.
Now Frontline tries to go in with Delhis on the skirms. I mean, he gets some skirms, but on which cost? You have to ask.
He also has some ASAPs in there. I don't know if they're going to do the work though.
Yeah, now the war wagons actually standing in the Janissaries. This is not what Tabben wants, but yeah, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Yeah. And the Frontline resigned. Really cool game, and I mean, as a caster, I'm of course neutral, but I'm always glad to see a German win. Yeah.
Yeah, neutral. Right, there we go.
Yeah, really well played from Tabben here, actually. The Doppelsoldaten were pretty important because otherwise he would get idled all the time. They got good values, and he aged up to the third age safely. 3 saddle wagons, 700 coin, and then just war wagons. Yeah, GG.
Thanks, Shaman, by the way, for updating the actual title of the cast. Because we're still running this under Easy versus Ezra, and now it's finally true to the event, Tabben versus Frontline.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I'd say after this, puts, well, Tabben 2-0 ahead, right?
Yeah, Tabben just leading 2-0. Strong. I update the score now.
And I'm going to look out for the next game. I hope we can already catch that. I'm not seeing it yet. You might have to talk with them. I hope you didn't miss it over the talk of the first game, but
I don't think this would be actually then a pretty short game.
True. I'm really looking forward to seeing what this whole Hidden Cup has in store for us, because we are going to see some really amazing gameplay, especially with the legacy civs, right? So you don't have all those, I'm not going to say wacky or bad strategies, but just out of the ordinary strategies that we have with the new civs, and with all that extra utility that they have.
Yep.
In the meantime, I suppose that you are about to, just knock on their door and just ask what they're doing in the meantime, right?
Yeah, I'm talking to Frontline right now.
Perfect.
Let's see. But let's hope everything's all right. And I hope, of course, they didn't start without the spectator mode. This would be a disaster.
That will be a disaster, that's true. Well, I'll just take the time to, again, advertise for another thing that is going, or another event that's going to take place in these next few days. And not just in the next few days, but actually over the course of the next weeks. Hopefully this is going to be staying with us. Namely, the Exiled Fight Night, which is going to take place in every weekend from now on, which is going to be a 3v3 tournament. Or not tournament, but rather more of like a King of the Hill thing, probably. In the sense of that you have to defend your standing against a new clan each week, and if you lose, well, then you have to fight your way up again. And it's going to be live broadcasted every Saturday and Sunday night, starting, well, you guessed it, tomorrow at 10 o'clock UTC time. So we still have some time for that.
Yeah, short question to that. UTC is the East Asia time, right? So 8 plus GMT. Okay. It is GMT. Okay, I'm completely lost, right?
Yeah, it is GMT.
Okay, forget what I've said. I'm just in a 2v2 tournament myself right now from the EOE 3 Game Achieve, and there are a good amount of Asian players, and I have to deal with this time zone. So just messed it up. 10 o'clock evening, right? Because it is fight night. Yeah.
Should be. Anything else wouldn't make sense. I did not specify PM or AM actually in the post, but I'm pretty darn sure that it should be around that time. So, did you get any word from the guys?
I didn't, but the game is here.
Wonderful.
My mate.
Thank God. So we don't have to spam you guys with more advertisement here.
Lol. We have the same matchup as before, but reverted. Lol.
Oh, that's going to be interesting. But
okay.
If I remember correctly, Tabben is also quite well versed with his Dutch, actually. So this could be interesting, especially on this map.
Yep, we are on Zaguenai here. in the winter version, you have to say it, because winter version has less fish and also not the islands in the middle where you can build outposts and docks and whatever you want. But are you ready to start, MFT?
Oh, I'm more than ready. I'm really happy to see this, and I'm really waiting to see if actually Frontline can keep himself in this best of 5 for one more round, or if we're going to see a 3-0 rushing victory from Tabben. Let's go.
Yeah, now he has to prove that India can... I mean, Tabben before won with India, now Frontline wants to pay it back with his own Indians. And then let's start in 3, 2, 1, go!
Perfect.
Okay, my friends, we have now Tabben in the west of the map with the Dutch now, just walking with the envoy and the hero in different directions, trying to scout as much as possible from the map. And let's see which tactics we will see, because of course they are both influenced from the game before. We saw that the 11 seaplane rush from Tabben really had success, kinda, I would say. And now I'm really curious to see how Frontline is actually playing that, and if we will see some water gameplay. What do you think?
Also, what I find interesting, I'm actually going to be honest with you, I think that for this generation spot, because as we know, this map can generate in 4 different ways, right? And this seed actually, it makes a lot of sense for the civs that are playing, but I think it's actually better for the Dutch player here, because on winter map you have fewer resources, right? In total, and also the water is worse and all that.
Yeah.
And both civs are not that focused on water. I think it's easier for India to do a water play here than for Dutch, but still. And the point is that when you have fewer resources, I think it's better for Dutch, because they can just stay in base and can benefit from that even better.
Yeah, good point.
Wow.
I mean, the Indians can use the water better, that is true. But the point with the fewer resources is also true. Yeah, I mean, it is a pretty even matchup, I think. Yeah. And Tabben actually gets really good rushes. 100 wood, and now also 80 coin. Let's see if he can do a really smooth H-up with that, probably.
Oh, he absolutely can. He's already only gathering food at this point with his villagers, so that sounds like a lovely start for him. 15 villagers, spot on.
Yep. Let's look at Frontline's deck. We actually have the East Indian man available and also some warships, but he does not send it for now. I mean, I don't know about going water against Dutch, because you want to apply some pressure, of course, to not let him boom freely.
Yeah, true.
And he's...
But
But MFD, short point, is it normal for the Indians to be able to age up with 12 villages? This is pretty fast, right?
He's got 13 now, so he built one. So
stimmt.
Really
the Distributivism. Okay.
Oh, that's mean. Tabben tried to actually block the fort, and he did once.
This is so annoying, man. Oh no! This is so frustrating. Now he had to build it with another villager. I don't know, 10 seconds later, and these 10 seconds can make all the difference when it is close.
Yeah, especially when the Dutch player has such a wonderful age-up timing, because he's going to be up at probably around 4 minutes, I'd say.
And now, look at that, another 100 food he got. He has so much resources already. Can build his first bank in a few seconds. Yeah. And wow, this is a really, really good start for Tabben. Now also harassing the villager, which is building the red fort. Wow.
And that is actually quite crucial, because I think he has to pull that back.
Yeah. And now the wonder gets delayed again. This is really, really devastating.
Oh god, that is truly messed up, because that is just going to be a horrible position for Frontline to be in.
Yeah,
Because so much tempo lost.
especially being 1-0-2 behind in the series. Now it is match point for Tabben, and this is how the game starts. This has to be really, really frustrating for Frontline.
Yeah, dirty start, a really dirty start from Tabben right there. But also, we have to admit that, well played, right?
Yep, definitely. As a Tabben played it so well, just blocked the 4, did exactly know what Frontline wanted to do, and yeah, he earned the advantage. Okay, now he's sending in the 700 wood. Probably, yeah, here's the second bank.
Yeah, on the other side we got foreign logging, so, well, not that aggressive. I think that Frontline, you need to be aggressive in my opinion, so I would absolutely go for that 4 sour 7 seed point start usually, but I think he knows that his timing is just so off that he can't risk it, right?
Yeah. I think this is exactly the reason, because now his HUP is so delayed, he probably thinks he can't do any damage now with aggressive military, so he just goes economical heavy, both food upgrades, already the, I don't know, merchants, or the natural resources upgrade, and foreign logging also in. So now economical playstyle from Frontline, but we will see if that will work.
It's going to be very hard to come close to what the Dutch player can put out if he goes uncontested. And we are 3 banks down already with the bank wagon coming in. So basically 4 banks in under 6 minutes.
Yep. And here are also the first skirmishes with 4 banks. This is exactly it. He goes maximum greed, more or less, with not being punished for it. Crazy.
True. You know what I just realized? And again, it was a chat that reminded me of that. So thanks, Corks. The Cree post didn't spawn for Frontline.
What? LOL!
Look at it.
What? Wow. I never saw that. I mean, this map is in a ranked map pool. What the fuck?
Yeah, I've played this map for so many times. I've never seen that happen, to be honest.
Whoa. I mean, they didn't decide to restart, I think, because
might not be aware of it. I don't know.
Because I think Crab got mentioning it. It is really important. It has good text. It has options to boom, and now this freaking post is just vanished. Wow.
Yeah, it's just not there. That is absolutely huge. I think I'm just gonna hop into the Discord text channel and just text them the organization, the organizers a bit, and to make sure that that's okay with them or not, so they know they have to take action properly.
Yep. Yeah, and on the other side we have Tabben. 10 skirms out already, good market tags. We see hunting dogs now also play some mines coming through. He's just really sitting comfortable here in this tiny base. Also has enough food for now. So yeah, nothing to be worried about. And here, the 4 villages. Frontline also goes really, really greedy with 25 villagers against 23 and 4 banks. So right now, of course, Tabben's eco is much, much better. Also sending 8 pikes. Really interesting decision. What do you say about that one?
I'm not too sure if he really wants to send it, but you see what he's doing? He's actually just stopped that shipment from going through and started again. So I think it's more meant as a safety measure. I think he's not too sure if Frontline just hasn't been massing secretly and is just waiting to push into the base when the age up hits or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And look at that. He's with Buck the Tame Wolf. He's permanently scouting all the stuff so that he knows what is going on. And yeah, this is exactly what he does. He just queues the shipment again and again in case that Frontline comes with a timing push here. And just, goes maximum greedy. 5 banks now on the field and gathers for the HUP. It's incredible. Really, really good play from Tabben.
Yeah, that is a real problem because Frontline, there is no chance that he can really take that kind of boom up, I think, in the position that he's in, especially without another building producing those 5 CDBs. Those could have actually helped him quite a lot. But it is as huge as we say, right? And now this is going to be really awkward because Frontline is just scouting with the skirms, and those Gurkhas are going to find a small mass, but still a mass of upgraded skirmishes in a second there. So interesting to see that.
Yeah, this will be really, really tough to come back for Frontline. I mean, he really has no bad eco. That's not the point, but the eco of Dutch is just better. So yeah, the Exiled Prince is the H-up of Tabben's choice. Now building also the stable to provide some calf support. And just massing skirms. Yeah, another batch of 5 skirms, so already 20 veteran skirmishers out on the field, now producing Ruiters and sending 9 Ruiters. So wow, this looks really, really strong.
Yeah, and I mean, most interestingly, we actually have the points rather close together for both players, which I didn't imagine at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's of course not over yet. That this is not the case at all, but Tabben in a good position. That's clear.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially because we have to wait for that Gurkha upgrade. We have to wait for the upgrades to make them at least cost efficient in comparison to the Dutch skirmishes and so on and so forth. So Frontline is really going to have a hard time kind of catching up with the military potential of Tabben here.
Yeah, I mean, he gets a Mahout out, this is not bad, and now he allies actually with the British. This gives some HP on his Gurkhas, all land military units, and now sending also the British Expeditionary Company. This are just handicap muskets.
Tabben, in the meantime, getting a really sweet 135 XP treasure, so almost pushing him to the next shipment already.
Yep, nice.
Which gives him quite the steep shipment curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th shipment now.
And wow, look at this unit mass here. We have 25 skirmishers and already 19 Reuters. Wow.
Yeah. That is truly strong right there.
Also, a new town center coming out.
Yukiti writing, why not Carney if you want pressure? And yeah, thank you for explaining that in chat.
Yeah, Frontline wanted to play aggressive, but Tabben did a genius job to just block it with Envoy and his hero. Yeah. So yeah, he just could not place the aggro foot.
Yeah. And he got so much time out of that small trick right there, the building spot of the aggro. And then again, he had a wonderful age up himself, so a lot of good stuff happening there. But look at that, now the fight is happening, big skirm fight especially.
We have we have again the big skirms mass from both players, like last game. Interesting.
But those engagements, right, they start off better, I'd say, for Tabben, but then, especially with the upgrades and now with the advance of the Gurkha, it's actually not too bad for Frontline again. Still point lead, 3k points ahead for Tabben, of course, but we will see when that Indian economy starts catching up.
Yep, definitely. And look at that. He just sending in the 3 Mahouts now from all this food he just stores here. And this can be, again, a pretty huge timing. I mean, there are pretty many Reuters out already, but you never know.
Yeah, and as we saw beforehand, right? I mean, thankfully he has a lot of Reuters, because in the first game where they had switched their roles, right, the biggest problem was that neither of them was really building anti-cav.
Yep. But what's interesting is both players decide to go for the huge skirmish, and I think the reason for that is because neither of them can, train easily Falks. I mean, Dutch can, but this is not, the normal choice, because Indian can always send, elephants, of course.
Yeah, And this is a really awkward spot to fight for Frontline, especially with all those woods. And we know that if there's one thing that Mahouts can't really do, it's pathing right.
Oh yeah, they're in the woods. Oh, let's see if the Mahouts can come through there in some ways. Yeah, they are just. Oh man, they are not coming through here. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just so fat.
Look, eating quite a lot of bullets and then just noping the fuck out of there.
Yep. I mean, the score gets closer and closer. I'm really surprised how good Indian scaling is again. And now the Mahouts are coming in again, but I don't think they can do much here. Yeah?
But now, it actually, the score was evened out a bit. And now the next Mahout shipment is coming through, and this time it's the 2 Mahout, so we have quite...
Wow! Okay. Frontline making it really to... also building a dock. Good position, I think.
Yeah, that dock has been up actually for a few minutes now, for 3 or 4 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Although he hasn't built too much out of it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, the Mahouts actually, that's a bit sad. They are already pretty damaged actually, so the pop will not be that devastating as it could be. True. But the Gurkhas, of course, 1 range less, but more damage. Okay, the HP is nearly the same, yeah. But now, look at that 2000 score more for Frontline. Incredible.
Yeah, those Mahouts are just valuable. Those units, I mean, 400 food, 250 wood. That is an enormous push when it comes to points.
Yep. Okay, that's of course absolutely true. We have also some trading posts now. Let's see if it goes for the upgrade for the trading route. But he's playing this really economically. 53 villages for Frontline. On the other side, 42 for Tabben, because Tabben built a second DC early and just keeps up with wills, which is pretty good, I think. Yeah.
And now I think we're slowly going for the cavalry switch from Tabben, because I see the first shipment 5 Hus coming in on that account, and we usually know what that means.
Yep.
And on the other side, most fascinatingly, on Frontline side, he's actually going for that sepoy, or has that through disciplined sepoys, and is now going to add a sepoy mass to kind of counter that cav timing.
He's going for sepoys now. Okay.
Yeah. And also getting the 10% damage and HP on all his basic units. So really liking that play.
By the way, you're again knistering. Can you fix it?
Yeah, on it.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, now Frontline actually pushing in. Of course, don't want to push under the TC, but just want to apply some pressure. And yeah, this card is really genius because it buffs the Gurkhas and also the sepoys. So it makes perfectly sense to switch also on some sepoys now, because they are buffed. Look at that. 272 HP now. Really, really beefy boys. And now the Mahouts just go for a walk outside. Along the coastline. Don't know what they are trying to achieve here. Mahout raid on the silver mine in the north. Don't know about that one, because we have still the skirm war in the south. And yeah, this Mahout can just get sniped now. I don't know about that one. If Tabben goes up with the Reuters. Okay, doesn't decide to do it, maybe. So, interestingly enough, just slaughtered 4 wills with, a Mahout raid. Wow. Oh, and now we have the big fight here. Mahouts going in, but we have also a huge amount of veteran Hussar here. Cav combat also already in. And now I'm really curious how this fight will gonna go, because these Mahouts don't have much HP left, and yeah, also some Hussars on the field. Skirm mass also bigger from Tabben, I think, yeah. And this looks really good. Good fight for Tabben here, I would say. But it's not over. I mean, both lost their heavy cavalry, so they can't apply too much pressure here. Just, yeah, dealing some skirm damage. Actually, Tabben loses really much Reuters here. Don't know about that. Going in really deep with the anti-cav. I mean, there's some heavy cav as well. Yeah, but the sepoys can defend against the, again against the cav. It's really, really close, man. Now elephant combat coming in with 0 elephants on the field. I don't know about that one. But I think, yeah, he would have 7 Urumi, not best in this situation, I guess. Yeah, just going out of good shipments at this point. And Tabben is repelling him just with the higher skirm mass. Can he, yeah, apply the pressure, pushing slowly forward. And Frontline already going to rice paddies because he has no map control anymore. Tabben pushing out now really deep in Frontline's territory. Producing further skirms and Reuters. Very good composition. We have the Huronen post here from Frontline with a lot of fishing boats actually, 17. But yeah, the fight was pretty good for Tabben. It's hard to come back from that, I think, for Frontline. He's training actually Mahout now. I mean, he just sent the elephant combat. He has to do something with that. But yeah, the score gap gets wider and wider, and this mass is absolutely gigantic. From Tabben, we have, oh, look at that, 64 skirmishers, and also, yeah, not that much Reuters, but the skirmish is incredible, absolutely huge. Interestingly enough, Tabben decides to send a frigate now. I don't think he discovered the water from Frontline yet, but he, yeah, just smells it, I think. Sending the frigate in. And now, of course, this is also a huge blow for Frontline's economy. He has to invest on water by himself, just building canoes, classic, and also sending the frigate. But yeah, this looks really, really scary here. I mean, the Gurkha mass is not bad, definitely. So we will see how the fight goes on. But momentum still good for Tabben here. Yeah, the fight on the sea. I mean, frigate dealt some damage, but now the frigate of Frontline will of course win because of the dock damage. But yeah, I don't think what can match the skirm mass from Tabben right now. I mean, we have 3 elephants here, 3 Mahouts, but when we look at this Reuter mass, yeah, I mean, there are Minutemen now coming in, there are Mahouts also. This would be the moment, but Frontline decides to go back. And yeah, he just can't do anything against this huge mass of skirmishers. Oh, by the way, Frontline actually being on 73 villages. Maybe I've been too pessimistic on his side because, yeah. Oh, whoa! Where do all these Mahouts come from? This is incredible. They have so much HP here with the elephant combat. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, they are tanking as hell. Also, some hussars coming in. We don't have that much anti-cav left for Frontline. So actually all these 8 Mahouts get picked off. And it is still good for Tabben, I believe, but it is really close. Really cool game. Now also sending in the, ja, keine Ahnung, hand units, melee units damage. Of course, to buff his elephants. And here are the next elephant wave coming, boys. Let's go. But yeah, look at the points. I mean, the fight was, again, really good for Tabben. Just killing all these Mahouts with what are so many resources and so expensive to build. And yeah, he is just on his settler limit actually, pushing in further and further, and it just does not look like Frontline can do anything about it. By the way, Tabben can gather all these natural resources, which is really, really good for him. Does not have to invest into, yeah, rice paddies or mills or something like that. Now, of course, yeah, there are some elephants out, but I think the Reuters will once again deal really effective with that, and the skirmish just does not go down. The skirmish is just unkillable at this point, it seems like.
Alright, hopefully you can hear me again, and I missed the best part, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm sorry for that, but your voice is fine now again. That's good to hear.
Well,
but
I did see the fights. I was so mad I couldn't scream at the screen, so I
yeah.
hope you did a lot of that.
Yeah, the fight just went really, really good for Tabben again and again, just poking with the skirms, picking one unit after another to death. And yeah, Frontline can't do anything about it. Even the 8 Mahout pop were not enough to beat the skirmisher mess.
Yeah, I feel like the idea that he had, you know, at the surrounds where he tried to go in with Mahouts from all sides was interesting, but effectively he was fighting against the cavalry most of the time and not really against the squishy skirms, right? So he didn't really do too much damage, even though he had those massively buffed units.
The Mahouts also bugged around, I think, again. Yeah, we have actually a cool fight on the water here. Love to see it. Canoes and a frigate against a frigate and some fluids. Let's see how that is going on. But here on the land, it looks definitely incredibly good for Tabben, and yeah, on the sea also just getting upgrades in for more HP of the frigates. It's incredible also for the fluids. And now Tabben is also winning on the water. I think that is the GG moment here.
Yeah, pretty much done there. A really, really strong performance from Tabben. Just dominating for the longest part of the game, right?
Yep.
And even when Frontline came back for the fights, the mass that Tabben put on the field was just too much.
Definitely, yeah. And now look on the score. This is completely over now.
Yeah, absolutely gone the game.
Because the problem is natürlich for Frontline actually that he has no wood left. It is hilarious. He has no wood left in his base. So the rice paddy also has to be evacuated. Yeah.
Yeah. But that is what I talked about at the beginning, if you remember, right? That the fact that you, as Dutch, are able to be more confined here, while the natural resources are just not going to last as long as if you had the summer map. So there's a lot of stuff going on there. And
yeah, really, you mentioned it at the start. Exactly, yeah. Mm-hmm. And also we have to say it that Tabben in the first game and also now in the third game, in both games, takes the map control. He's always the, I would say, aggressive player, kinda. He pushes out in the third age with the Dutch. And now he's able to gather all these natural resources while Frontline has to go for rice paddies. This is so huge.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna, I mean, no matter where this game goes, we might actually see another one.
Oh, why?
Because that is what I'm getting from the Turner organization.
Because of the Cree settlement.
Yes,
especially
on that map, because it's even bigger on that map. Basically, that's the idea.
Yeah. I see that. I mean, I'm glad about that because then we have more content.
True.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
my
you're up for
Frontline
that.
now also coming in with some disciplined Rajput, which is kind of funny, I think. Now
Yeah,
one
we see
Falk
it.
one against one Falk.
Yeah, this is a bit weird.
Yeah. It's just, and look at the Rajputen. They got just completely shredded. It's incredible.
Oh,
Wow,
yeah.
wow, wow, wow. What was that? Yeah, now
Oh,
he
yeah, that's
resigns.
just harsh to look at it.
Okay.
But well played. Frontline really tried to hold on, and he really had a lot of good plays in there. But I mean, the start from Tabben was just insanely well done. That was, and to be honest, it was mean as hell. So that was
Yeah.
some demonic shit.
Let's remember the moment when he just blocked the aggro fort with his hero. This was so huge because of that. Frontline decided to play defensive, not shipping any military. And yeah, I mean, it was actually really close. He came good back with his Indian economy. But in the end, it was just not enough. Really, really well played from Tabben. I love to see
Yeah.
this high level gameplay.
Absolutely impressive. Yeah, I mean, it showcases what you can do, especially against a civ like India, with the start alone. I mean, the fact that he not just delayed the aggro fort, but also bullied a villager so long that Frontline actually had to, withdraw that one. So
Yeah,
it
that's the
took
next
even longer
point.
to age up. It makes me think of a play that I saw in the German league where we had an India Mirage, and one guy basically Vil rushed the other guy building his fort and just knocked out 4 Vils.
Yeah, this was absolutely hilarious, man.
And
Okay.
disgusting. Yeah.
So we really have another game now.
I don't know yet. It looks like it. As it is just, I think, communicating with the two, and he said he was going to let us know when they when they made the final decision. Might be possible, probably after 3 pretty clean games. I would say that Frontline is not up for another one, but we will see.
Yeah, we will see that. Then I take some time, go to the toilet short, and then I'll be back in 1 or 2 minutes.
All right. I'm not gonna ask about the P thing. I know that I started in the meantime, or somewhere in the middle of this cast, but it's some things you just don't ask about, right? Thank you, Animus, about voicing your concern. Yeah, there we go. But what about you guys? So the guys who've been watching for the last hour or so, I think that's how long the stream is going. No, 1 hour and 40. Yeah. Are you guys up for another game? Or are you secretly wishing to join Animus Vox on his after stream party? Who has earned it more than anyone else probably today? So let's just hope we get another one at that point. Would be fascinating if he could actually go there. As far as I know, it is Shaman. I just problem is it closed down all the. I had to restart the entire PC when my audio backed out. So I have to look up the rules again. If you give me a second, but I'm pretty sure you have to choose, and then that's it. also the bans, at least in this round of 16, the bans that are uttered or that are put in place actually global bans. So if you ban Brits, you yourself are also not allowed to play that. This does get interesting, but I do think that if this this match right there gets replayed, then it actually might it might very well be the same civs. So they have to use the same civs. I'm pretty sure that Ezed is on it, figuring that stuff out with them right now, since he's, well, the main organizer of this whole thing. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Replay because of the missing native posts. For everybody who's just stepped into this right here, since we are back at 200 viewers, actually Frontline was missing the Kree TP on his side, which is heavy on this map, especially with this matchup and with the potential eco. Well,
so I'm back again. Okay.
Glad to have you.
So, have we any information?
Nothing so far. I'm just going to ask again to make sure we're not forgotten. I also don't see another game up, so I think they might not have. They might not have agreed to playing another one. I'm not too sure though. Oh, yeah, sorry. All right, as I just mentioned. Okay. So I'm pretty sure there were angered debates about this right now. Oh, open end. All right.
What means that? What does that mean?
Well, that's a good question. I suppose that they want to, stop it for today and just decide if there's going to be another game on another day. That is what I get from that. But pretty sure Ezed is here to clean it up. Thanks. I hope you guys enjoyed the casting as well. I think, yeah, for Toby and me, it's the first time on the channel, right?
Yeah.
And we were quite happy.
We are both German casters, and now the first time I cast the first time in English, so I hope it is not too bad. But yeah, I'm glad to be here to provide some entertainment to you.
Absolutely. And of course, the same goes for me. So I'm just happy to do that kind of tournament. To have the chance to cast again. Yeah, you hear it. Right? I'm just a bit tired in the head now after 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, completely understandable, mate.
With 1.5 hours of practice in between for the overlays and all that. Which
yeah,
we didn't really use.
And in the end, it just didn't work. It just crashed because of zero reason. I don't know. But yeah, thanks for the Lob. And Anime is asking what's next. Actually, I'm eating an Hanuta right now. I don't know if that is also available in other countries, but this is just some I don't know how to say it, chocolate thing.
So basically just cookies, chocolate, the good things that you want to have in life.
Yeah. I wanted to speak about this Indian mirror you teased before already. You have to imagine like that. 2 players on a very tiny map, Minas Gerais it was, just in an Indian mirror playing or putting their red fort at the river. Completely just, Also, both forts were on one screen. And then the one player just decided with 4 villagers to not build the fort, but to go to the other fort and just slaughtering all of the other 4 villagers. And then it was GG.
Basically, the game actually went on for quite some time. It almost bounced back in the other player's favor, although he had 4 vills less and the worse age of time, of course, but it was just complete mess. We have to admit it was my elo at the time, so 1300 elo, so it was understandable that the players were not the one player that got basically Vil rushed was not that prepared for that side. So he was kind of shocked.
He was.
Yeah.
He was really down after that game. Yeah.
Yeah. So just one last shout out to Ezard. So if we understood it correctly, there's not going to be any fourth game or any repetition of that game, at least today, right?
Okay. Yeah, I
Then
understand it the same way.
I just want to make sure that that is true and that is basically the definitive answer, so we can move on with this show match. Yeah, Toby, you and Ezard could do a show match, right? Or Harrison versus Animus.
Yeah, I mean, I would be ready for it. Let's go. Are you also?
Oh no, I'm done for tonight. Otherwise, my partner is going to bash my head in if I don't shut up now.
Okay.
Well,
Bramhug, I played against Ezard already 1 week ago or so in the German league, and I don't know if I want to do it again in the next time. This was, quite frustrating, I would say. No.
All right. But I'd say, Toby, if you want to cast that game or if you want to play in a show this game, now I'm going to leave you at this point. And again, guys, thanks for the night. Thanks for 150 crazy people who have been watching this entire thing with us. It was a blast to cast these games, and hopefully, right, because the series is just starting or barely started right now, we are going to have a few more of these lovely nights with good casting, good games, and a lovely community, right?
Yeah, maybe. Who knows? Maybe we too can cast some other games of this lovely tournament. We will see. I would be totally up for it. Yeah, and then I would say I wish you a good night.
No, and don't forget, if you don't want to cast him or we need to raid Animus Specs, just
I don't know how to do it, man.
Well,
and Animus not even streaming right now, so I can't do it anyways.
For me, just said he went online. All right, then I'm not gonna.
Yeah. Okay. So, guys, I wish you a good night. Oh, what? Heh?
He is streaming.
Ooh, and we are raiding him. I don't know why, but cool. Yeah, Animus. Here it is. Nice.
Perfect end to a perfect night.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
See you guys.